As we await the first submission for this session of Viewer Levels, we are going to go over some of the most recent creations in our personal queue. So this is something new from Theorymon, that just went up in the past day or so. Theorymon being one of the great surrealist narrative artists of Mario Maker, who has now sent us something called the Blaster Witch Project, named, of course, for the 1999 film The Blair Witch Project. And from the description, a fairly similar concept. This footage was found in ruins of Bowser's Castle. What happened here? Let's find out. I'm sure this will be an absolute horror show of found footage. But let's see. Okay, so it seems like Boom Boom is just going to get nuked there right out of the gate. And we are going to start with on-offs in the off position. I have no idea what this is. It looks like we should have paid more attention to that in the cover art. Oh, here is kind of an automated sequence, but one that does actually require some jumping. And we're going to be quite bad at that, having been lost amidst simultaneously watching whatever's going on. Yeah, let's get some of those one-ups for Endless right away. The Vitruvian Man, or the Vitruvian Man, we just started up, so the queue is open. It should be awaiting submissions. If you have something to show me, I'd be glad to see it. We're going to be going for quite a few hours today. Oops, looks like we had a duck. Gotta say, there is clearly something narrative that's going on in the top half of this level, and I just have not had the opportunity to read it. Now, it looks like this requires a Fire Flower. I think there will be some doubling back. Oh, there is a time limit, fairly strict in this. Really? Time limit won't matter too much because of a checkpoint. And we can't really get through the ice yet, so let's get through the door. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did not expect to float up right away, but I guess this is a Night Castle swimming segment, and that's what threw us off like crazy. Didn't actually expect Night Castle to work that way with the P-Balloon. That's not an interaction we had seen so far. Alright, let's swing the belt around. So, thank you for Boomerang and Bangarang. I'll get to that as soon as we are through in this frog level. Alright, so P-Balloon? Yeah, okay. That's a bit of a tight fit for the P-Balloon. I don't know if it's actually survivable with a good diagonal swim. Nice. I appreciate the prospect of a chill start. Looking forward to that. I think the idea should be that we should do our best to keep the P-Balloon segment. Of course, it's a bit of a surprise every time we have to get into swimming mode over here, and I think this is survivable without the P-Balloon. We just have to play quite a bit better than we have already. Okay, do a bit of a swim. Get hit once again. And okay. I know what's going on, actually. I should not be holding dash quite so aggressively when I have the P-Balloon. It's the same mistake I make with Frog Suit. We should just let the horizontal direction take us where we need to go. There we go, much better. And use up and down to adjust our vertical positioning. But holding the dash button, like we typically do, very bad idea. Doing much better now. Okay, that was not so great. More mushrooms? More mushrooms that are there, I think, to take off the P-Balloon, I would think. I'm not exactly sure how to power up priority works there, because I have just not seen enough of the P-Balloon to know. Now, we're going to see, like, every single one of Bowser's minions get viciously murdered here. Viciously murdered. And that's going to be a Fire Flower. Oh, interesting. Trampoline's not going to do anything to us, but I wonder if that was an alternate path from upstairs. Probably if we kept the Fire Flower in the first segment. Oh, I see, and we're just going to get bumped into the fire right away, and we too are going to join the ranks of the murdered minions. So yeah, I'm afraid we didn't get a very good sense of the actual narrative content of that level, and I think I'll have to go over the footage itself afterwards to really get a sense of that. It's too busy actually playing the level. I might go back to that one at some other point to look into the alternate path with Fire Flower, but for now let's move on to the viewer submissions. So, the Vitruvian Man, or the E-Vitruvian Man, like the electronic Vitruvian Man, perhaps. Let's take a look at 6XF. MTX 8 TF Boomerang and Bangarang. Well, this looks like it's actually made quite an impact, judging by the plays and the likes. A world record held by Numbers, which may actually be John Numbers. I don't know, that's his avatar there. And this was just from a few days ago, 19th of March. Sorry, 19th of May. I know what month we're in. Even though March seemed like it lasted forever. And our instructions are to use the boomerang to blast our way through the course. About 40-something%, but probably quite a desperate chase for the world record. Oh wow, thank you for the host. And Vivi, thank you for your submission of It's Dangerous to Go Alone. I look forward to what might be a Zelda dungeon from you. But we'll find out very soon if that's the case. Okay, let's hit some POWs and not regret the mistake. Not a mistake, everything of course is very carefully timed out, but I think we'll just need to hit that target. Yeah, I kind of see this. This is easy to play, but probably difficult to play quickly, and so there would be... Oh, off. Yeah, quite a chase for that record if we wanted to do it. Oh, I see, okay, so you gotta on-off over there, that's gonna be a remote and POW interaction. And there's another one. And, okay, we need to trigger an on-off somewhere. Does this take us anywhere? Okay. And we deflect. Oh, interesting. Interesting that the bullet explosion is not part of the solution, because the part of the solution that is relevant is just taking out the bricks themselves. And, okay, it looks like we can unblock that if we want our bullets. It looks like it dropped in the first place to prevent us from doing that to ourselves. Just wanted to check up here, as we check these things. Okay, let's take a crate through, because we also like checking what happens when we carry items everywhere. Gonna break things a bit. Oh, I mean, I could just drop a crate and get hit by the bombs, but that would be a terrible idea, so let's not do that. Activate. And we lost a crate, but that's okay. Let's, alright, no, let's just wall jump up. And carry the trampoline board. Okay, whoa, that was quite a sinking. Yes, Skip Squeak controlling something up there. I don't know what just yet. I don't want to take this trampoline somewhere interesting. Again. Yeah, the bullet does explode up to hit the POW, I see, okay. Yeah, that was a pretty interesting interaction, not one that I would have thought of. And, okay, we've got a POW over here. It looks like it's going to be dash panel, wall jump, boomerang. We hit that a little too early with the dash button. Try this again. Oh, trying to adjust our position on the dash panel is a very bad idea. There we go. Nice, very satisfying. And let's head back over. Yeah, I think doing this for speed would actually be quite challenging. We could have theoretically dropped a crate here if we carried it all the way over and kind of tried go down the pipe. Now, why would we be so silly as to do that? Because we do. That is the kind of thing we just try. But apparently, not today, because we destroyed the crate earlier. So let's get the POW that will obviously activate an on-off that's just out of sight. That's assuming, of course, that we can actually hit the target. Undershooting a little bit now. There we go. And down we go. And yeah, everything's fairly well defended here. Hey, Swallow, welcome. We just started up, so we will have plenty of time to get to your submission. Thank you for suppressing sad skip squeaks. I'm sure that if they are suppressed, they would indeed be very, very sad. Okay, so let's time this properly. No, that was not properly. Okay, we did lose the boomerang. That's a bit of a problem, except we can get the other one. Great. I'm glad we have the refresh over there. People like us who play very sloppily. A bit more of a timing challenge here. There we go. And another little spot that is supposed to prevent you from getting on through, and you see how the trampoline is going to block your way over there anyhow. Oh, and here's the goal. Wonderful. We are nowhere near a good time on this. But yeah, pretty gentle sampling of a lot of what you can do with the boomerang and POW interactions, so thank you for that. And yeah, doing the bullet explosion, that's something that has a lot of untapped potential, I think. That's something I'm glad I was shown, so. Thank you once again. As I said, we just started up, so now that you're cleared from the queue, you are quite welcome to submit more. And thank you for the GG. So, Vivi, let's take a look at 3Y. 4GYT. 5 have fun. It's dangerous to go alone. And of course there actually is a link tag that we have on courses these days, which is very helpful. Now, can I beat you? World record is 157. Can you beat me suggests that, well, you might be talking about a level, and you might be talking about the clear check time, which is about 144, which has not been beaten. I'm not going to do it for speed just yet. I just want to take a look, first of all, and see just how dangerous it is to go alone. Thank you for the additional submission, Vitruvian. This looks familiar, actually. I think you might have sent me an earlier copy for testing, and that's perfectly fine. I do not mind looking at multiple copies of things. Let's try this arc up here. Oh, that's not going to go far enough. Over a bit. Oh, you know what? Just a straight shot is much better. Okay. Whoops. Actually, I should have just dashed forward and allowed myself to land on the off blocks. The blue blocks. Would be much smarter than trying to edge our way into this. No, we just need to jump forward, and we just need to jump forward with decent timing. That's a little too quick. I was originally trying to shoot and then go back. If we just come from over here, that's probably much better. So that's going to be 3 blocks, no, yeah, 3 blocks off, so we'll just... No, that's still too fast. That's fine. No, I think I'll just nudge ahead and then land back. That'll be a more efficacious way of doing it. Yeah, that's 1 block over. There we are. Barely nudged it. Oh yeah, I totally saw an earlier copy of this, and that's fine. It was long enough ago that I don't think I'd recognize the fixes necessarily, but I certainly welcome seeing it one more time. I haven't seen this copy, right? No, I haven't. Okay, good. Yeah, stand right on the edge there. Still have to nudge over. Straight shot is probably better. There we go. Have to practice that a little bit. Oh, I'm glad you liked the commentary. Thank you. I mean, it feels like the whole point of running these when the makers are here is to talk through it and give them a sense of how I'm reading everything, so... losing the Master Sword is going to be a big problem. And we need to figure out how we're going to do that whole thing anyway, so let me see if we can work it out. There we go. That's getting a little more reliable. Yeah, because I remember that there's a bit of a wraparound where you head to the right, head back to the left, and head over to Dry Bones. Lots of booze up there. Okay, now what are we going to do about getting on the cannonballs? Because it looks like it's quite a traversal to the other side, so... Yeah, that's not nearly frequent enough. I'm sure I'll figure it out fairly quickly. It's just... oh no, we wanted a straight shot. There we go. What do you think about this for a moment? Okay, what if... Oh no, the on-off gate is controlled from the other side, so... Let's tap this. And we can actually shoot it from the other side if we want to reset it, like that. That actually locks that on-off position. We may come to regret that, but we'll see. Yeah, the problem with the cannonballs is that they do feel a little bit infrequent. No, booze don't die to that. What am I doing? I know that. Okay, there is something we're kind of missing in this segment in terms of getting to the other side. Let's just think about that. Okay. And yeah, let's just not mess around. Ah, no, that's a mistake again. I wonder if it is something to do with the vertical spike from Link. Except I don't think it gets the bounce off the cannonballs, like the really high bounce like it does off the spike balls, right? Like, I don't think it does. But might be something worth trying. The issue is simply the gap that is between the successive cannonballs. Like, I don't know if I'm just overthinking that. Okay, so let's get back here and put on our thinking caps for a bit while we sit here in this little one-tile margin that is safe from the fire bar. Yeah, we need a little bit of acceleration. We need to... Oh, no, not like that. Actually, we're just not covering enough distance in the first place from the initial jump. It does seem like there's a fairly precise timing window that we are looking for. Okay. Not that. Barely nudged it. Oh, set a new record. Congratulations. So you know all the answers. Yeah, actually, I'm just jumping too soon. And given the question blocks on the other side, I probably shouldn't worry too much about taking a hit. I should count on there potentially being a refresh of the Master Sword. I just need to do a longer jump to the longest possible extent of the cannonball. I think that's going to be the solution. Like, I need to not worry that much about fire bars, or just go quickly. Could just be going quickly. Okay. No. Yeah, it seemed like you got that down fairly quickly, all things considered. Yeah, I'm definitely overthinking this jump here. I just need to get the maximum possible distance out of that cannonball. Like that. See, way overthinking it, and there's a refresh on the Master Sword anyway. Just... I don't know if that question block is going to be interesting. We can't really do anything with it anyway, not here. Let's move the booze out of position slightly. And we'll take it from here. Checkpoint. Losing the sword, that's okay. We'll probably recover one, given that we are directly past the checkpoint. Okay. It's fairly simple. And let's get a nice big jump on this again. Yeah. A little bit blind, but I think I could tell that it was going to be the maximum extent of what we could do. Oh, whoops. Yeah, there's a little bit of this level that you are kind of required to guess. I guess that's the only thing. Just given the width of how you're building it. But the obstacles themselves are pretty manageable. Just a matter of judging my distance accurately. This, of course, was easier when we could just take a hit from the Master Sword, but we'll just figure it out. Definitely not going to chase that record time now, given the multiple respawns at a checkpoint. Okay, there we go. Don't need a bomb, that was kind of a mistake. Yeah. Actually, no, it does give you enough time to just sort of react to what kind of landing you should make, although you do need to trust that it's going to be a maximum jump on that cannonball. Go. Here, of course, it's sort of designed for a quick sprint, but we'll take it cautiously as we maneuver to checkpoint 2 and grab the Master Sword. Yeah, that looks like we're just a slightly the arc. What we need. Let's let the Photoboo go up all the way, and then here we go. Good thing I had a little room for adjustment at the end of that one. It's telling me the right pipe. I don't know if I necessarily trust that. Here are some just out of the way. Yeah, I think it's almost certainly like dropping some bombs over here. That is easily the first thing I would try. Okay. More jumps and cannonballs. Yeah, that's not going to work out. But maybe losing the sword won't be too much of an impact here, and it won't. Not until Bowser decides to come and play, that is. Whoa, okay. Alright, back here we go. No sword here this time, but at least the on-off state has been reset for our convenience. We know there's going to be a sword to the left side of those pipes. We'll just need to navigate our way there a little more carefully. And yeah, let's take the same path as before. Let's try not to lose the sword this time. I mean, I think, once again, that building wide enough that you can't really see where you're aiming at off-screen is maybe a little bit of an issue. Thankfully, the course is gentle enough that I still have time to react. But yeah, we have Link here now. We can just damage boost right through Bowser if we really wanted to. So if you wanted to do a bit of a tougher, stricter boss lock, that would be something that you would want to look at a different way, although that's a very classic Bowser ending where you just get through him and drop him, so... thank you for that, and congratulations, by the way, on that 58-second record. We were nowhere close to approaching that, so... it was indeed dangerous to go alone. Yeah. A lot that you could probably work on a course like this just to fill it out a bit, and, you know, give a little more context to the spaces aesthetically, and give the player a little bit more... a bit more to look at. That's not empty space, and, you know, it allows you to give a bit of a context to what they're seeing in the level. But the obstacles themselves were fine to get over, so thank you for that. And yeah, generally, you know, thank you, Spallo. I do know you're here. It's a good idea to be testing your level and thinking about camera and what a first-time player will see as they scroll over, because they will have a much more constricted view of your layout than you will as the maker. So let's get to some suppressing sad skip squeaks. 45 likes over 52 footprints. This looks like it is ready to explode into the charts. I'm sure that plays are just going to spike very suddenly overnight. But it was something that was uploaded earlier today, 22nd. The skip squeaks have no more cheese. Put them out of their misery. Well, we'll see. Anything in this level is susceptible to cheese. Danger is within Goomba. Fear the Goomba. Yeah, well, we fear it from time to time. I think that the skip squeaks that are out of cheese are going to be a much bigger issue with this one. We have a 4-minute record, so it looks like it will be a gentle course that takes some time to puzzle out, but doesn't necessarily try to kill you. Okay, so let's take a look at these bullies here. We see our first little spiky skip squeak. Because our boomerang timing is just way off because we try to press into a dash and we just don't do it properly at all. Okay. Looks like that'll be a fairly simple series of boomerang switches once again, because that skip squeak is not lifting blocks. Oh, I see. No, I see what was supposed to happen here, is that if you tried to do a single jump and hit the on-off switch, then you would be blocked. But because we did a wall jump, the skip squeak was down by the time we fired. Oh, whoops. Fine, we'll just get you two. Okay. Right, coin 1, that's an interesting placement. Maybe a bit of a progress marker. Short, easy troll level on Goombas. Yeah, you're perfectly welcome to send that. Looks like having a big bully run through here to the left is the way to go. Let's get rid of a small one first. And yeah, let's just let the big one run over. Will he sink? We gotta push him, we gotta push him. Come on. We pushed him too far, okay. That's fine, we'll just need to find some other way to blow that up. Ah, spike ball, okay. We do know that spike balls can be deflected with the boomerang over gaps. I think it might have been one of your other levels that showed me that, in fact. I don't quite remember. We'll see. Alright, let's see another one. Come on, spike ball. Nope, don't want to deflect that into our own face. It would be a terrible idea. Get a slightly better angle. There we go. Yeah, I'm going for that coin. I know it's probably optional, but we're gonna do it. Gotta wait for the next one and let it drift a little further to the left. See if we can propel it over. Left. There we go. Yeah, just gotta let it fall a little bit over the edge. Great, it's gonna collect it for us. It's very kind of that spike ball to do us that valuable service. Hey, let's deflect it back this way. No, that's a terrible idea. Let's go back and follow it. Hey, Electrodude, we are doing fine. Hope you are well. Thank you for dropping by. We've been doing far fewer viewer levels than we usually do this week, but I've had to reconfigure our schedule a little bit. Okay, we should not have done that. Unless there's a way to... I mean, that might be a one-way pipe, so I don't really want to go through. Unless there's a way to toggle that again and reset it. Let's go back. Nope, we are locked in. I probably should have scouted ahead before I did that. Certainly had the opportunity to, but I think I just didn't scroll it far enough to see the pink coin before I activated this whole thing here, which is too bad. But we'll see if we... There's some way to have another chance at it. And yes, we do, actually. I'm going to hit this. It's reset to an on state after checkpoint anyway. So I'm just going to go back. That's going to be a very easy series of wall jumps. So yeah, that's a backtrack coin, although of course it will not be saved at the checkpoint. So we'll just need to remember to go back to that if we somehow manage to die here. Okay, so the idea is to send the spike ball across. The way we'll do that is by getting back there and timing the on-off properly. We need to do a little better than that. Okay. Maybe a higher jump. Can I do the boomerang out of the twirl jump? No, I can't, actually. Just need to... We need a dash jump, actually, so we'll just need to overshoot a little bit and run back. No, too slow. We've got the height, we're just too slow. Okay, too slow. Nope, we bumped our head. Yeah, very gentle. I can see why people would take their time on this level, though, simply because there are a lot of things that are no threat to you, but which require a little bit of retrying if you're not accurate, and I'm certainly not accurate. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I should lead the target a little bit. I've been waiting for it to spawn from the pipe. I don't need to wait that long. There we go. Through we go. Let's look for an opportunity to push that further. Whoa, okay. Oh, I see. Let's go back to that pipe and actually see. Oh no, that's just a boomerang refresh. Here's a 30 coin. I was thinking there would be some kind of challenge here where we have to continue pushing that spike ball over to the right, and there may in fact be some kind of optional coin, so... Let's see. Nope, we'll just have another spike ball at our disposal anyway, as long as we get out of thwomp range. No, we want to drop the thwomp. Let it come over. It's going to hit the bully on the head. The bully's going to be extremely durable. And yeah, we want to... Let's just get rid of this guy. Anyway, thank you for Goomba's Revenge Act 1. And thank you, Electrodude, for your profile. We just started up fairly recently, and I'll be going for some time, so hopefully I'll be able to do one of the tougher ones tonight. Come on, let's time this out a little more accurately here. Spawn, drop. Nope. Spawn. Oh, we're going to die to time, aren't we? Well, we're going to try it anyway. Okay. Pop out. There we go. Much better. And then we will pop this forward. A couple skip squeaks there awaiting us, and we'll just whack them in the face. Sad enough already. Gonna be a primal scream of terror from that one. Here is a checkpoint followed by a warp block. Okay. And that's just going to be sending that over to Boom Boom. So. Fairly understandable, we just need to not do that. Okay, well, let's grab a boomerang to boomerang the Boom Boom. Oh no. Okay. Our directional correction is terrible, as you can see. And actually, I can just cover center. I'm running too far to the left and right every time. I don't actually need to do that. I just need to trust pipes. There we go, one hit. Yeah, I'm mentally aiming at the on-off blocks when I should be aiming at the pipes, and that's the issue. Okay, Boom Boom's gonna go invisible, and it's not going to help him one bit. It is, in fact... Actually, that's going to help him. Look at that. Look at that. Boom Boom apparently cannot be hit by the spike ball while invisible. If I'm understanding that interaction correctly. That is interesting. I actually had no idea. Because usually he's still colliding with everything while invisible, right? And still... Why is he taking so many hits? I guess it's not the same kind of power as a jump. It would be something similar to... Not fireball power, but, you know... less than jump power. Okay. Yeah, it's just... Okay, maybe it did hit him. Yeah, I was just misreading that because I expected him to go down to the third ball, and that's clearly not sufficient, so... No, he totally does take hits when invisible, and it's just a little bit more HP than we expected. Cade McKenzie, welcome back, and thank you for My Heart is as Cold as Ice. So, we missed 2 coins. Actually, yeah, we need to grab this one. Let's check downstairs. No, let's check upstairs. We missed a coin somewhere. Darn. Okay, that's too bad. After all that effort. Nothing on this side, of course, because that's the end and that's the goal. Okay, so we missed a bonus room, but we made a reasonable crack at it. Your level isn't very ice if you're bad at the acorn, but in your opinion, there's no better place to practice it. Okay. That is a very good indication of where we'll be going then. Suppressing sad skip squeaks, we have suppressed them, and they are unfortunately still quite sad. And I'm sad that I didn't get the key door at the end, but yeah, as you can see, the plays I think on this one are going to skyrocket. You can see the conditions for that happening. So thank you for that, Swallow. Kicked down those gates. Luigi kicked down those gates anyway, as you can see. We will proceed to the next. Okay, Vitruvian. Oh, almost at 1k channel points. Well, that is very auspicious. Okay. Can you believe we are about a month after the 3.0 patch, and yeah, this game still feels very, very active in terms of people not running out of ideas anytime soon. Squirrel Master, hone your abilities and become the Squirrel Master you were meant to be. See about that. It'll be in good practice for the acorn snow thing is coming our way later, although maybe not such good practice for the puns. Okay. Acorn is going to come at our face right away. That's going to tell us to ascend. Grab the hats. Ascend. Oh, that's just going to be a little bit of a hit buffer, and that's nice to have. Oh, that was way too ambitious. And a terrible idea. Yeah, we have to avoid the thing that I've talked about often, which is that my wall jump instincts get a little bit crazy when it comes to the acorn scene. Okay, that was a slight camera issue on my end, I think. Just couldn't see where I was going, but fine. Now, no. But yeah, I tend to mess up my wall jump directions for some reason when I'm doing this. Okay, so yeah, we just want to sail down and ascend. We can't power up the spin jump yet, although we know that we need a bounce. Okay. We need a bounce, so I think we need a spin jump off of the wall. And up. Okay. Except we didn't quite get high enough. Okay. No, and then wall jump and then wall jump, right? Okay. No, I know what I'm doing approximately. Slide down. Spin jump. Up we go. There we go. Just twirl our way over. And up. And up. And that'll be a gentle float or not. That won't be a gentle float. That's okay, this level is very forgiving. Okay, so we see tracks that are telling us to fly. Fly! There we go. Not really fly, actually. I'd say it's more of a squirrel. Okay, let's make our way upstairs. Let's not get bounced around too much. You can tell, of course, that like surviving this is not a challenge, and doing it efficiently is the challenge. There we go. Cleared that. And up we go. Yeah, very gentle about letting you retry, actually, this whole level. Particularly because if you do get hit by any of these, you can fall straight through to the bottom. Like, there's no time wasted or anything, or any kind of padding. You just fall and retry. That's going to be an ascension our way. That is just going to be floating right over, I think. Oh, we have the helmet. We have that one. It's helpful to know. And we're just going to ram into the spikes. And lose the helmet. That's okay. Checkpoint. One up. You asked, what does that mean, auspicious? It means that it is a promising sign. It means that it fills us with a sense of hope and anticipation for what is to come. Squirrel can spin jump real high, yeah. Let's see here, what... Hang on. Like I said, my wall jump instincts are completely off when it comes to the squirrel suit. I start thinking in Metroid mode for some reason, and I don't know why. I just need to cling on to that. I'm not really going high enough to begin with. Yeah, no, I can get higher. Or I can just probably get onto that first place. No, I can't. Get as high as possible. Let's rethink this. Acorn is going to come out of this. Oh, wait. Whoops, we didn't want to do that. And jump to the wall. Yeah, that's actually quite high, yeah. I see. And then, yeah, and then we have an ascension. Yeah, I see. Okay. That's going to be a rebounce. Rebounce. Whoops. Okay, we'll just need to redo this. No we don't, because we still have a squirrel. We just lost a helmet. Whoops. Okay. Hang on. That is actually a very surprising height gain. Whoops. Yeah, it's totally the wall jump direction that is throwing us off here. Oops. Grab that squirrel again. It's funny, I've done a whole bunch of squirrel trainers, and a lot of stuff is still kind of mildly unfamiliar to me. Let's go back and just grab another one. I think it's more the specific of heights that you get, and oh, that's a very nice helmet refresh. Yeah, stuff like the jump height here is... Okay. No, I know what I'm supposed to do, is just get on the wall and just standard jump up. Yeah, there we go. Just I'm terrible about actually pressing against the wall when I'm wearing a squirrel suit, and psychologically I think it's probably because I'm not clinging against a wall, like, simply because I'm not slipping, right? Like, I never had this problem when I originally played NSMBU, in fact. Like, with NSMBU, you know, you're never really forced to use a lot of this, but... Oh, whoops. But say thank goodness for the helmet, and... lost that. Okay, let's get up there, spin jump out of the wall. Very inaccurately. Actually, I just need to ascend up on the left side. Okay. Spin jump on the thwomp. Nope. Hang on. Okay, no. Ascend up to the side. I know you have all the Z markers there that tell me what to do, but I'm terrible at following instructions, so... It's funny because there are some players that are always like... I mean, it depends on the level, of course, but there are some players who really want you to indicate everything, and when you indicate it, they just execute it 100% of the time. I am not one of those players. Whoops. No, wanted to press against that. I wanted to ascend, actually, and then I have enough room to drift. 39 seconds. Yeah, I'm very relaxed about that, in fact. We'll have more squirrel, right? We'll have more squirrel. Come on, like, more squirrel. Bump our head once again. Nope. Get dunked. 18 seconds. Well, seconds. Seconds. And we're nowhere close by the looks of it. D-boost to D-boost. Yeah, okay. Let's make it over. I mean, I know it's probably set up to reward a much more efficient timing that we're not doing. Oh, whoops. Nope, was not expecting to cling at the end there. It's a while to get used to the gluiness of it, I think, when you expect certain things to happen quite often when you slip down the walls. But yeah, just a slight learning curve. Really do want to review NSMBUs sometimes, because I think initially when I played it, be. I mean, the squirrel suit has always been fun. It's a little bit more stringently tested by the time you are at the end of New Super Luigi U. But there's a lot that a game doesn't necessarily show you about why this power-up kind of shines. And that's going to be a tumble. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. Misty mode. I'm sure this is going to lead to some spectacular results when we have more squirrel levels coming our way later on, but it's okay. At least we're figuring all of this out now, not later. Okay. We're not really reading that timing correctly, despite all of the arrows here telling us what to do. Whoops. Okay, let's... Okay, number 69. Okay, you're not the first one to request that. We'll just give this a pause for a moment, because we'll need to kind of collect ourselves anyway after the embarrassing performance we've seen so far in this level. And we will pull out number 69. Okay, William Shakespeare, sonnet number 69. Those parts of thee that the world's eye doth view want nothing that the thought of hearts can mend. All tongues, the voice of souls, give thee that due, uttering bare truth, even so as foes commend. Thy outward thus with outward praise is crowned, but those same tongues that give thee so thine own, in other accents do this praise confound by seeing farther than the eye hath shown. They look into the beauty of thy mind, and that in guess they measure by thy deeds. Then churls their thoughts, although their eyes were kind, to thy fair flower add the rank smell of weeds. But why thy odour matcheth not thy show? The soil is this, that thou dost common grow. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. We indeed pulled out 69. I'm going to mark that as redeemed, and then I will get right back to the level. That is of course a sonnet that is about, you know, the kind of personalities that to your face will tell you what a nice level you made, but will just kind of quietly boo it behind your back. That's a bit of a simplified interpretation, but, you know, we try to keep things accessible for our Mario players in the room. Alright, let's try to get over this properly this time. Nope, 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 that's okay. We'll just swirl over and make it to the next squirrel suit. Lose the helmet. Spectacularly. Okay, that's going to be a Zappa Mecha Koopa, or as I like to call it for the older people in the room, the Moon Unit Mecha Koopa. And here we go. No, let's duck. And let's move on. No, wrong way. That's okay, we'll just muddle through. We're not going to be able to muddle through. Okay. It's fine, let's just try to make our way down safely. And we're not going to make our way down safely. Alright, let's just die. No one mention it, and you won't say the thing. Okay. Well, I mean, that was nice. And... okay, so let's move on, and... okay, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea, yeah. Oh yeah, Shakespeare is still up. All this time, okay. That's actually pretty funny, but I think it expresses my mood when it expresses my mood quite accurately when muddling through this course. I think it probably made this substantially more entertaining. Yeah, that's a fairly new overlay that we've developed for this purpose, and I'm glad we got an especially entertaining use out of it today. That's what happens when you actually don't pay attention to what's going on. Okay, let's try to muddle through this. We know that we can damage boost through it, but I'd like to get through this accurately for once. Anyway, I'm glad you were all very cooperative, by the way, about not saying the thing. I really do like it when my viewers have that sense of camaraderie. For you. I'll know it's in good fun, so... nope. I was definitely not in a position to pick that up. It's okay. If you're offended by something as small as that, you would not have lasted very long here anyhow. That's totally understandable. Oops. Okay, let's turn. Let's blow that completely. Let's go back and grab that squirrel, actually. We'll need it. We'll need to take damage to get it, but we'll get it. Assuming that the acorn has in fact disappeared down there, and that we'll get another one. Great, great. Yeah, I mean, it's maybe slightly awkward that we need to take damage once in order to get back, but it works, so... Whoops. Anyway, okay. Let's get back to this side. Grab that squirrel again. A lot of retrying here as we try to get the timing down. And yeah, I guess this is one of the reasons I don't run a webcam, by the way, inadvertently, is because then I can just try to maintain my deadpan composure, and you folks have no guarantee that I'm actually laughing my head off.
Oh yeah, Mario time!
You politely request that for the rest of the level I put it back up as a joke. You know, that is an idea for a future point reward. Let's play with overlays like that or something. Or you could just count on me to forget again, the same way that sometimes I go for a long time with my audio bugged out and don't notice it for like half an hour before somebody tells me. So thank you for Squirrel Master. We muddled through that spectacularly, so I'm glad we at least kept a part of that entertaining with the very appropriate face of Aviator Mario not knowing how to fly. But we are a certified Squirrel Master, and soon we'll just need to work our way to Squirrel International Master and eventually Squirrel Grandmaster. So, thank you. I don't think we really honed our abilities there, but survived. Mario, no longer be Squirrel. Acorn, be happy that its mind will not be devoured anymore this time. Okay, so, Mr. Electrodude, we have a maker code from you, I believe. And look at that, K69 LGG. Okay, let's see what is new. Subterranean spike ball saving. Shell jump level. That'll kill us like crazy. I might take a look at it, but that'll... I know we only actually made it halfway through Space Snake Skyzo. Oh yeah, this was the video that you sent. Yeah. That's an easier one. We can probably go a little tougher than that. Oh, this might be another bullet hell, by the looks of it. Let's do the bullet hell. Did I just see something, or was it my subconscious? I don't know, did you folks see something? Or was it just in the streamer's subconscious? Okay, so we have Koopa with a Buzzy on top of it. That's going to be a sign, that's for sure. And there's that clear rate, suppressed under 50% already. Alright, let's actually watch the pipes this time. He says that he dies to the second pipe. Okay, just gotta go left, gotta go right. Looks like it'll be a door that is on-off controlled. Just need to wait for a timer to turn that back on. Okay, now we just need to alternate quickly. Follow the rhythm of the red pipes. Okay. We're not thinking about this properly. I do want to stay in the initial position because it is safe. Afterwards, we just walk or run back and forth. We're sliding a little bit too much. We need to cover less distance. Possibly I actually need to use the jump. I don't know if we'll have time to do that. No, not really. Yeah, we just need cleaner reversals. This makes me less worried about the clear rate, actually. Because, you know, obviously, like, people are going to die quite a lot to this, but the concept is fairly easy to understand, so... Okay, there we go. Oh, love the moving platform block, actually. Okay, it looks like we have a choice of 3 pipes. That the... No, 4 pipes, and the bossy one is going to be... Right, actually, no, 6 coins. 6 coins in total. Let's... over here, thank you for the follow, by the way. What on earth is Larry going to do? Just fire projectiles at us, I think. So let's take it one room at a time and see how we do. Now, given the clear rate and the fact that this is a repeatable checkpoint setup, I do warn those of you behind in the queue that this could take some time, but the last time we played one of these, we had some surprisingly good quasi-RNG draws. Some very good fortune. So that prevails. And if things are very efficiently blocked by the on-off switch when it does activate, then we should hopefully be fine. I kind of want to raise the Piranha Plant projectile a little bit to a higher level. Yeah, we need to make use of the safe intervals to the left and right to kind of guide some of the projectiles away, I think. Okay. Yeah, this one is definitely quite a bit more skill-based. No cheesy safe zone for us this time. I should be thinking about the fire like a timer, like a bit of a rhythm game, and watching the projectiles instead. Watch the projectiles, use the timer. I think that's probably going to be the method. I do see the bombs that are tucked away in the top right and the top left. That's going to be part of the shutdown mechanism when we do someday survive this. Yeah, all of a sudden, actually, like, in spite of the fact that I'm dying at this, the 1% clear rate does not seem so bad, simply because the deaths are very swift. They tell me that this will ultimately be pretty manageable. It's just quick, snappy jumps, nothing really spectacular. God darn it, Larry, you killed a man. I'm afraid that does not ring a bell right this minute. If you reminded me of what it is, I would probably suddenly remember that it is something I know. The Carl that kills people, that I don't know about. Don't know if you'd be talking about Carl as a Mario Maker player or Carl in some other context. I know the kind of, well, that a lot of the really big Mario Maker streamers and YouTubers, like, they have all these community in-jokes that I don't necessarily know because I just don't have time to watch a lot of them anymore. But I usually find out about those things the hard way when people send me levels that are based around some kind of inside joke. This thing, like, why is there a dead man in the living room? Okay, okay. Why is there a dead man in the living room? So we'll find out. Okay. I learn so much every time I run one of these. Okay. We really do need to recover a center. Well, yeah, no, I really do need to lead some more projectiles away. I know we could sample some of the other rooms in the meantime, but I feel like I'm still in a learning process for this one, so... So, like, I don't know if any of you folks have been playing the new Animal Crossing, but if you have, we'll know how when you log in, Isabelle makes her morning announcement on the town speaker, town intercom, whatever. Not really an intercom, it's outdoors, but you know what I mean. And when she has no announcements to make, she just talks about whatever she was watching on TV last night. Sometimes, I think that's very much the experience of playing viewer levels, where I suddenly hear about what everybody else has been watching on TV last night. Why is the stream not loading for you? I think it is just you. Everything looks like it's performing fine on my end. But we did have some pretty severe network issues about 2 weeks ago, but I believe they have almost entirely been fixed. I've not had issues since. I've had issues with the levels themselves, but not so much with the stream. Yeah, we might tour around and see some of the other rooms, just to make some progression, but we'll give us a few more goes here. Should count how many rounds we're going, just to get a sense of how we're doing. Here we go. And here's a coin at the repeatable checkpoint. Yeah, 6 rooms and a safety coin, so as expected. Let's go just left to right. Minus the boss one, of course. Left to right for the first few segments. Oh, I see. Okay, so we just need to do nice little jumps to find ourselves very trapped in this little box. Until such time as something activates and takes us to a place of safety. Yeah, Ludwig just has to send his intervention here. Very unwelcome. Hey Luigi, welcome back. Thank you for CPU1-1. I feel like you might have sent that to me before, but that we probably didn't finish it if it's the one I'm thinking of. But yeah, always welcome to another go at it. see if we do any better. Okay, we made it a little further here. Yeah, probably a good idea to get something because, like, I'm now progressing just enough, even though I've only cleared one room so far, plus the intro room. Now progressing just enough that I will probably stay on this. Notice the hitbox on the Ludwig projectiles are not actually that strict. Yeah, in fact, they're surprisingly generous in terms of letting you sneak around the edges a little bit. So, let's not get trapped with a safety coin. That would be a terrible idea. Let's... yeah, just continue doing the circuit. Jokingly small hitbox, yeah, I can see. Now let's control our flight pattern not like that. We need to take advantage of the fact that there is a bit of a diagonal path towards the right. I think we'll just need to read this a little more accurately. Just go, yeah, sort of... We want to go either... no, we want to go up and to the left. That's what it is. Up and to the left, and then kind of reposition ourselves, and up to the left again. While dodging projectiles, and while not being too aggressive about the dash button, because that causes issues. We saw it in a level earlier, in fact. We'll, of course, need to tap that from time to time to make some minor adjustments to get out of the way. So that's where this has been pretty good about, like, shutting everything down promptly as soon as you're out of the danger zone and the timer has expired, so see how you have all the dotted line blocks and bombs on tracks and so on, or bombs outside tracks that are kind of ready to take everything out at once. Yeah, we were getting a little too high there. Yeah. Everything feels manageable. I just need to, you know, watch the projectiles a little more carefully. It's kind of neat too. That's like you've made what? By the description, it looks like you made like 11 of these, unless this is just a remake of something from 11th original game. Well, it's got the number 11 on it. That's my point. Yeah, it feels like a lot of these are just completely different from how the last set even played. I mean, you know, they're both bullet hell, but the manner of interaction and the way that things are gated and controlled, like it feels very self-contained in this level in a way that makes it distinct from the last one. Nope, no time to do that and adjust. We kind of want to stay probably a bit closer to the center after the first cycle. While Mario Maker 2 P-Balloon is much swifter and less fragile, I guess. In that you're not killed instantly. Like, it serves as a tier 2 power-up, whereas... yeah, in Super Mario World, if you are hit in Tubular or in one of the other very rare moments where you have access to the P-Balloon, you are just dead. In some ways, that actually opens up a little more design space. In some ways, it's much more restrictive. In the obvious ways, it's much more restrictive. A remake from the 11th installment. Okay, so you haven't remade, like, every installment. But clearly there's quite a lot going on here to make this, you know, a very, very distinct self-contained experience. 2 bosses of that game so far. Okay, I see. Usually when you have the P-Balloon SMM2, if you get hit, you die. Well, I mean, the thing is, people have the option to design levels that do not work like that. It's really kind of their problem if they don't do that. I mean, it's the same with power-ups like Link or Super Mario 2, you know, it's, you'll see most designs that use them treat them as if they were absolutely required. But the fact that you don't need to treat them as absolutely required opens up a lot of flexibility. And it's flexibility that isn't necessarily used as much as it could be. 64DS P-Balloon. I completely forgot about that. Completely forgot. Although, I mean, I haven't touched 64DS since 2004 or so. Yeah, you usually drop into the void. Yeah, that's true. But again, you know, that's if the design really requires it, which often they do. There's such a hard separation between the operation of the P-Balloon and the operation of anything else, but... Anyway, let's not zone out too much here. I wanted to start on the right side so I could recover center. Have a little bit more flexibility to adjust as we go along. Just have to read a lot of the noisier bits here. Oh, that's gonna be death. Saw that coming. Exclamation mark followed by add Dream RPG, not the other way around. You'll want to try that again. Bot will pick it up. Exclamation mark comes first. Yeah, thank you for that code. It looks like a maker code for Anfo779. So thank you for sending me that. We'll determine what to do with that information once we get to it. Okay. We had a decent attempt earlier. Starting 2 positions to right and just mostly dodging carefully, but it seems like having that flexibility to go left or right is something that is helpful. Need to make some minor adjustments. And yeah, the hitbox we discussed earlier is very generous on the projectiles. Don't really need to treat them being as wide as they look, when they really, I think, just hit you around their center square. That was a significantly better attempt that time. We're now making minor adjustments. And it looks like minor tweaks are a way to go. This one, you don't need to be speedy, and being speedy actually gets you into trouble. Yeah, spoiler, this is like a compilation of 6 or 7 different bullet hells, 7 if you count the intro room. I've not seen the film Pixels. I have seen the original short film Pixels that was adapted into the full film. The original short film did not have dialogue, and it did not have Adam Sandler. I think it is Adam Sandler, right, in the feature. And honestly, having seen the original short film, I have no idea why some producer thought it would be a good idea to expand that into a feature film, because honestly, you see the concept, and it's a neat concept, and the animation's fun to look at, and it just doesn't have much more juice outside of that, from what I could see. Like, there are definitely short films that are very adaptable to feature-length projects, and that's just not one of them. At least that's my impression. Yeah. But of course, I'm prejudging the film here without having seen it, but I have seen the short, and I do like the short. But I do pay probably more attention to short animation than to feature animation. Oh, almost made it. Almost. We don't want to finish under the bottom tile, though, because we'll just get trapped outside of there. But we know how long this takes. So bear with me here as I try not to finish too low a position. We generally want to stay somewhat to the center, and that'll give us a little more flexibility for dodging in whichever direction we so choose. Yeah. I mean, this is a lot more readable than it looks. It's just that sometimes our directional adjustment is poor. Like that time we did a bit of a full spin that was totally unnecessary. So we were deciding where we were supposed to travel. But that's because like when you reverse directions you need to wait for Mario to rotate, and that's something that is tough to play around with the Pikulu. Like you need to wait for him to turn. Hey, Greggy Spike, welcome back. Dream RPG, I believe you are currently 4th. But you can use list or position to check that for sure. Okay. This one's not feeling too bad. Look at that. Now, luckily, I think your key door setup is not going to check, and indeed is going to crush you out of the P-Balloon anyway, which is very convenient for my purposes. Alright, next. Okay, what's he going to throw? He's going to throw more fire. Yeah, this is... Okay. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy listening. I was about to say, this is how they get their revenge when they are back in a 2D game and fired from their jobs as cameramen. Which I suppose actually originated with Mario Kart before they... Lakitu or Lakitu, whichever one you prefer, kind of took up a more permanent position in cinematography in Mario 64. I mean, technically they were doing that back in Mario Kart already. Actually, no, maybe not in the first one. They were just holding the flags, right? Like, I don't think they're actually filming you. They hold the traffic lights and the flags, and they fish you out of trouble. But they are not actually camera operators until 64, if I recall correctly. But all right. We're going to accept your naked attempt to trick me into leaving the overlay on once again. And you know what? It might actually work. Okay, number 43. When most I wink, then do mine eyes best see. For all the day they view things unrespected. But when I sleep, in dreams they look on thee, and darkly bright are bright in dark directed. Then thou, whose shadow shadows doth make bright, how would thy shadow's form happy show to the clear day which with thy much clearer light, when to unseeing eyes thy shade shines so? How would, I say, mine eyes be blessed, made, by looking on thee in a living day, when in dead night thy fair and perfect shade through heavy sleep on sightless eyes doth stay. All days are nights to see till I see thee, and nights bright days when dreams do show thee me. Just kidding. Okay, well, thank you for redeeming that. Now, while it was previously probably much more entertaining to have Aviator Mario be totally grounded while it was struggling with the squirrel suit, I think for the purposes of this level, you probably do want to see the action on the screen. So we will leave that unobstructed. I feel like I should be thinking about how to guide their tosses. Got a nice open corner there. That's not going to last very long. Okay. Let's not shower me with any premature applause. We haven't really earned that yet. We've maybe earned half of that with the 3 rooms we've completed so far. Yeah, you can definitely see sometimes if they have a nice, convenient throwing pattern that there are some corners that open up as safety zones. Can't explain why, but it gives you a nice feeling in the head. Well, whatever is good for headache relief. Whoops. So you said, your name be Pablo, that you were playing co-op and you got a speedrun level? That... well, seems like that's going to be a bit of a jostling for position. Whoops. Didn't need to do a little adjustment jump at the end there. We were perfectly safe before we blew it. Absolutely blew it. Okay, let's lead some targets. Pretend that's going to do anything for us. Oh, we were totally getting crunched that time. Oh, you mean looking up the sonnets while studying? Yeah, that's a very good idea. You probably want to see, you know, them professionally interpreted anyway by people who really understand how to communicate their mood and meaning. Like, I do know that, unrelatedly... oh, they don't get out of the way. Okay, that's too bad. Well, yeah, because all the fire's already on screen. Anyway, as I was saying that unrelatedly, I do know that as a bit of a lockdown-era exercise, that Patrick Stewart had been reading, like, one of them per day for a little while on one of his social media feeds. And, you know, he's a well-trained Shakespearean who could just keep you entertained with a sultry voice all day. Although I have not seen the new Star Trek Picard series, though. I have no idea what's going on with that, and I was kind of surprised you returned to that, but I guess that's what a nice big fat paycheck plus a certain attachment to the role does. Actually, in general, I'm very out of touch with the current generation of Star Trek. Like, I don't know what's going on with Discovery either. Used to be much more in tune with that when I was much younger, but... Thank you very much for the follow. Oh, whoops. And Jollibee Turtle, I hope the bot takes your code. Yeah, it will take your code for Puzzlement. I look forward to the Puzzlement. We do play a fair bit of puzzle levels here. I don't know if that's just your maker name or if it's actually a level title, but we do play a fair amount of puzzle levels here, and apparently it's at least somewhat edifying to see me stumble my way to various solutions and talk my way through things that are obviously not the solution. Animal Instinct, thank you as well. We're dropping by as well as submitting. We'll be going for quite a while, so don't be too alarmed if you think you're far back in a queue. I mean, we'll be probably on this level for still quite a bit since we are 3 coins into a repeatable checkpoint. And more importantly, I'm having fun with it. 4 coins into a repeatable checkpoint. And remarkably, I'm still having fun with it. Okay, we'll take the top one first before we go into your very clearly marked No. I suppose it is just a boss room that's left. Okay, I was misreading the whole repeatable setup. Right, because one more coin plus safety coin. Okay, so that's just one more room to go. And that's going to be more P-Balloon. So this is going to be your recreation of the boss from the game on which this is based. Yeah, Morton's Misery Mountain will be coming down the pipe later from Animal Instinct, and that will be hopefully less miserable than it sounds. Now, I don't think the Magic Koopas are actually going to be too much of a threat if we think about our positioning carefully. Because we can just lead them up and down, not worry too much about them. Oh, the fire, though, was something unexpected. Didn't expect the piranha plants to drop in. Pay us a visit. Yeah, you have those spikes that are placed up top to kind of enforce some healthy social distancing between the P-Balloon and the spike. Oh, her final attack. Okay, so this is part of a multi-part boss recreation. Yeah. I'll have to look at some of the videos of your original games at some point. Hey, you know what? If we stick around down here... no, that's a bad idea. Because now I can't see where I am. I was about to say, if I stay... on one of the ends, like it looked like at least one of the piranha plants would be trivialized, but unfortunately that just makes everything cramped. So, that's a bad idea. Should not do it. Should feel bad for considering it. I should in fact try to control center, because that will give me the most room to adjust. Thinking by hugging one of the sides like that, that was partly instinct and it was partly just to have maximum uptime on reading at least one of the projectiles. But I think it just winds up crowding us, particularly once the piranha plants drop in and join the party. Yeah, okay, so it's a multi-phase boss adaptation, which is pretty interesting. Okay, let's see how we do. Yeah, just gotta stay in a reasonable position and just kind of tap the P-Balloon rather than bursting around with it too aggressively. Whoops. Yeah, no, I did see your explanation before, I just didn't see... I don't think I understood at the time that like every phase was kind of involved in the same progressive adaptation of it. I get it now, though. Get it. Sometimes I just fail to process information about a level in long-term memory. It's like very often when people put in extremely clear instructions in their description text, for instance, I'll just forget it by the time it's relevant. I mean, it's still helpful to have description text sometimes. It's a real edge case mechanic, but... Oops. Okay, bouncing on them to try to survive, and it's not a good idea at that point when we don't know how far we are from the end of the timer. Yeah, I really wish that you could read descriptions from the pause screen, but I think that's something that has been heavily requested and undelivered. Fortunately, we can only cheese that way for so long, but if we take a hit when we are many cycles in, that may actually be an approach I keep. Unless, of course, the P-Balloon is forced when you head out the pipe on the other side, which... Oops. That was just a terrible burst. Ah, okay, so... basically not standing on global ground. That's the problem, eh? Whoops. You know, I think Mario Maker actually really exposed just how little precise knowledge I had about a lot of the original Mario spawning and despawning rules. I still couldn't tell you in the original games what a lot of those distances are. I mean, Mario Maker, you just end up with a much more precise idea of spawning and despawning just if you build a lot and have to debug stuff all the time, but... You know, in the original games, it's actually not that relevant, but in a lot of Mario levels it is. Simply as a matter of quality assurance, I guess, because in a lot of traditional layouts, the despawning doesn't matter. Okay, let's move in here. Leave this back down. Piranha plants are not in the party yet, but they will be dropping in now. Just need to strategize patiently. Oh, and look at that. Okay, let's hope the P-Balloon is not too strictly enforced here. As we drop to our doom, nope, actually it will not want us to carry it. Onwards. Works for me. Because we're going to pop in here, we're going to grab some 1-ups for Endless. That peaceful bonus room. And that's going to be clear. Okay, thank you very much. That did actually not take us too long. 18 minutes past the first checkpoint hit, so... And the tutorial room did not take us too long, so that was pretty reasonable. I guess it's just a clear rate that's tanked by a lot of frequent deaths, but, you know, very quick respawns all around. Thank you for that. We will move on. I gotta mark your Sonnet reward as redeemed from earlier while I'm doing some administrative tasks. We'll continue to Pablo's level. Twitch tells me Pablo is still here, and yeah, Electric Dude, thank you for submitting. As always, we've gotten a lot of mileage out of your repertoire so far. We'll eventually have to learn how to do shell jumps a little better so we can take some of the harder ones down. In the meantime, we'll clear what we can. Yeah, Twitch thinks Pablo is still here. They might have said something earlier about... Well, in the middle of playing co-op, so... Dream RPG, it is absolutely fine if your entry is your world. I, in fact, have a rule set for that, which is that I will... And yeah, Pablo, thank you for flagging your presence. We will get to you in just a second. No, worlds are fine. I will play them one world at a time if I have time to do so. So, for example, World 1 by itself, and then I play some other levels, and then you can resubmit if you want me to go on to World 2, etc. But the other thing is that I also, in most cases, although it's up to my judgment, in most cases I will observe game overs. So, you know, just as a little bit of a bonus survival challenge, and also to keep much harder worlds under control. But I absolutely do take them if you have submitted your maker code, which I think you did. So, Uncle Pablo has sent us Goomba's Revenge Act 1. Twilight didn't believe Goomba will make it into Smash. We will show him. I don't know who Twilight is. I assume it's just a friend of yours who was very doubtful about the Goomba's chances at Smash. This was uploaded very recently, pretty shortly before I started to stream, in fact, so thank you for giving me a fairly early crack at it, if not first attempt. Yeah, 3D World, Goomba's Revenge. Looks like we'll be in for some Goomba suit shenanigans, which will be great because we are possibly over-prepared for that. And yeah, Hubble, you did say you were playing multiplayer earlier, so Electrodude, thank you for the resubmission of your code. Okay, that's gonna... I see, okay, so we need to stay in that spot. Now, the Goomba, it's not the one exacting a revenge so far, it's just water. I got some donut blocks down there. That's going to be some kind of one-way passage. Yeah, I do understand that this is some kind of attempt to make something in a troll format in 3D World, which is potentially challenging, but we did understand that donut blocks were going to be a trap. I was just trying to explore to see if we had any other options down there, and it seems not, so just perhaps even follow the arrows for a change. Yeah, I see. The Goomba kind of enforces losing the mushroom. We can attempt to spin jump our way up to height. Not spin jump, rather, but because you can't do that in 3D World. No, I wanted to jump on top of the Goomba and have that launch me over. That did not go successfully. Oh hey, look at that, look at that. Oh, I see, it smashes it, okay. But we now know about the invisible block. That will... It's a clue. Yes, I have played Metroid Mr. Greggy Spike. I have played most of the Metroid series. I did not play the original Game Boy build of Return of Samus, which has now been remade as Samus Returns, but I think I've played everything else. No, I have not played Hunters. I played the demo version of Hunters, not the actual Hunters. But yeah, played everything, including Other M. Oops, it's gonna get smashed. Okay, I gotta be a little bit brisker about that. So yeah, basically if you're thinking that your level is one big Metroid reference, I will get it. Hopefully. Oh good. You know, I feel like Metroid-like levels seem to be much more prevalent in Mario Maker 1. I guess possibly because people could, you know, just kind of give you the Samus Amiibo costume. But I feel like I've seen very little exploration-based levels like that in Mario Maker 2 for some reason. Like, even since starting to do viewer levels, I don't think anybody has submitted me something that was really kind of Metroid structured. That's a terrible idea. We'll move back and we'll respawn the snake block. I actually don't know if snake blocks react to the Goomba suit. Yes I do. I believe I did test that. I may regret saying this, but the Goomba suit is probably the thing from the 3.0 patch that I'm most comfortable with, since it's the only thing that I've actually built around. Like, my only level so far is that Goomba level, so we played with this very extensively. Sort out what to do with it. And that Goomba is going to have its revenge once again. Okay. Let's not let that one get smashed. Good, it's out of the way. Range. That Goomba down for safety's sake. Get that out of here. Suit. There we go. Okay, P-switches will drop us to death somewhere. So it's kind of interesting that nothing has hit a P-switch, but maybe it's an off-screen flop or something up top. Although, given that the camera... Oh, it scrolls up a little bit. That builds a wall all the way up there. Okay, that's going to drop, and... it's one way to enforce losing a Goomba suit. And... okay. Let me think about that. I haven't really read that layout properly. I'm not sure that actually counts as a troll. I think that just counts as a death. That's... alright, that's fine. Let's hit that. That drop. Look around here a bit. Notice that we'll have a yellow pipe exit later. So we'll have to keep our eyes open for that. Yeah, well, Reggie Spike, I'm looking forward to that as well. Hopefully it'll be fun to talk about. Okay. So, we know that a Goomba is going to drop on our heads as soon as we go through. That's going to lose us in a hat, but we don't know where to navigate after that yet. I don't think the Goomba suit actually affects anything. Side. We can go through this pipe to see what happens. But didn't think would be anything. So there will be another pipe that is up top. Think about that. Think about how we move our way up there. We are also in Subworld 2 at that point, I think. Which is important information for a region I'll get to in just a moment. Being in Subworld 2 means that there is no custom scroll there. The fact that there is no custom scroll restricts what kind of camera trickery is actually at play. Here's a tip. Okay. Let's see here. I mean, I do see the clear pipe on the other side. Oh, you're a tip for the maker. Yeah. Yeah, because it does... I am increasingly thinking that it is invisible block going up to a higher pipe, because, like, I am looking for an entry point going up to a high pipe, right? Like, the thing about building that kind of stuff in a 3D world is that 3D world does not give you a lot of options to hide things like that, even if you did want to make an intentional troll. And so, like, you can see in this level that a lot of the options for hiding stuff are either based on the invisible block or in simply putting stuff way off camera out of the way. Rather than actually disguising it, because your disguise options are a little bit limited. But we'll see, we'll figure that out. Step at a time. But clearly I should be looking for invisibility. Yeah, it looks like... I'm almost certain that the whole rank of P-switches here is to enforce... enforce carrying the Goomba over, in case somebody impatiently missed it by leaving the pipe and getting on the snake block too early. Now, we know that there's not going to be anything interesting below here, simply because we know from the other side of this warp block that we're kind of near the bottom of the playable subworld area anyway. So let's hit the invisible block. Look for the pipe entrance. Dodge the fish. Dodge the thing that's not a fish. The Goomba. And yeah, it looks like we sent the Goomba to its Doomba. Okay, we have a choice of a warp block and a door. I assume that the warp block is there too.
Oh no!
That's sort of interesting because there's nothing necessarily telling you that you should try to do that. I just tried that out of the blue, so makes me wonder if there's an entire row of visible blocks of chiefs, or if I was just particularly lucky. Yeah, we'll just let that get taken out. I'll make things easy. Yeah. We'll see. I've never actually made a troll level, I just play the things and occasionally test them and occasionally try to break them. So yeah, it seems like there's a... Oh, look at that. We can actually dodge that. That seems important. Although that's not going to affect the cheap drop. Going to be a Goom that goes to its doom once again. Now, yeah, look, Cheep does not come up until here. Yellow pipe, we know, takes us back to the main world because we saw the exit point earlier. At least some yellow pipe takes us back to the main world. Look, the Goombas kind of unstacked their way down here. Let's scroll our way over and see what happens. This is a fairly lengthy scroll, and that's a flagpole, okay. Yeah, I mean, as you said, it is the first one of these we've made. Like, there's a lot you can probably develop as you go along. I would say that if you're sort of interested in troll logic, I mean, I say this as somebody who really loves the 3D world style, you're going to be fairly restricted in terms of what you can do to kind of learn the basic principles of doing trolling logic, like, if you're working in 3D world, simply because, like, you don't have that many tools available for disguising things. Like, as you get more experience, there are clearly a lot of things that have great potential, with the Goomba suit in particular, in terms of tricking people out with unfamiliar mechanics. So, you know, it's a start, but you definitely want to think about, like, playing some of the troll levels that you're taking as an inspiration and thinking about, like, you know, how they are reversing the player's expectations and showing them a right path or a wrong path in a way that's very fair and clear. So, thank you for that submission. You're quite welcome to send me Act 2 if you want me to take a look at that, so thank you. Yeah, it is a test run, and, you know, test runs are important in terms of seeing how people will read it. I would say, though, that it's definitely something that feels a little bit empty just because of how wide you're building everything, and I know that you're building wide to keep things out of camera view, like that yellow pipe that's at the very end. But, yeah, I mean, you know, in general, there are a lot of things that could kind of be tightened up and polished, because I think a lot of the trick to troll levels is to learn how to use things like the camera to lead the player's eye and lead their psychology. So Caden, if you were still around, I know Caden said they were going to kind of lurk or get a drink. I guess it probably won't take you that long to get it, so let's load up. Caden is a bit of a regular here, so no, they hang around. And Twitch certainly believes we're online, but Caden, you may wish to signal your presence just in case. as I get into, oh ho ho, 0.4%, and this is the one that you were telling me about earlier, about ice and acorns. My heart is as cold as ice, version 6, making a level with only 12 specific items. Harder than you thought. Okay, so it might be something for a chopped challenge or one of those contests, something like that. Duplicating is actually here, otherwise we might not spend too many attempts on it. Just given that this is going to be something a bit more advanced, but let's go. Catching up on chat for a moment. Okay. Despite the slide music, we have 300 seconds at our disposal. I don't think we can take snowballs through pipes. I believe we can, but nope, didn't think so. Okay. Oh, no. That's already going to be a total bust.
Oh no!
Although, yeah. That was an acorn that was placed, not one that was spawned. Not spawned from the pipe, rather. So, setting would not have done as much good. We need to let the thing roll. Throw there, I thought would hit the dry bones. It actually hit the wall. You made a level like that as in a level that was constrained to 12 items, or? I mean, 12 items is still a ton of different combinations. But it's yeah, it's kind of true that people have a lot of standard setups that they become very dependent on. No, I wanted to twirl. That was clearly not a twirl, but it gave us a damage boost that gets us through to this side, which... and then we can do that. We can do this, in fact, and see if it fires anything. Bullet Bill. I feel like we totally broke this thing. However, Bullet Bill will ensure... The Bullet Blaster will ensure that the seesaw remains in place. It will also... And these are still icicles, so you know what? We can just damage boost and get through. No, not enough room to get through. We could have jumped up and up and up. That might have done something. Anyway, what we do know is that because of the way the icicles are set up, we actually do have a little bit of flexibility in terms of taking damage late in that section. If we take damage late in that section, we still have the ability to get through just by taking the invincibility frames to boost, or rather jump through the icicles. Yeah, we need to not make the same mistake this time, though, and... Okay, let that through. No, that was a mistake. However... Okay, no, that's... Hard trap. And that'll be a death here, so...
Oh no!
Without at least munchers and spikes, yeah, it does get tough to enforce pathways. I find that I very rarely use the one-tile spikes myself, but munchers I think are very essential in terms of collision. One-tile spikes, it depends on the pathways you're making. Obviously, in many cases, they are the only way to enforce a path, but or to make some kind of anti-cheese. But again, it depends on how strict you're being. Okay, let's float our way down. No, you actually had to go quite low, in fact, to drop almost to the very bottom of the camera. But yeah, Muncher is very difficult to do, whatever I'd say. Like, you can have the entire pellet available to you, and there are a lot of contraptions you could just never make without Munchers. A lot of standard stuff, too. I say Munchers and Bill Blasters feel the most essential. Like, find it very difficult to think without the option of having the bullet blasters being there for all the different purposes they serve. But of course, that's, you know, if you're building something reasonably complex rather than straightforwardly traditional. I do not think we will get another shot at the acorn suit if this works the way I think it will. That's a one-way gate on a bullet there. Yeah, we are just dead. This won't get us through. However, looks like one thing I was not looking at, although we didn't get that far, was the set of vines there. I do think this is probably cheesable depending on how lengthy a segment there is in the top section past the bullet seesaw that we see later. But I still think that if we take damage with the squirrel late enough and get far enough with the super mushroom, that still cheese a substantial part of this course. Not now, of course, that would take damage. And taking damage twice.
Oh no!
Yeah, POWs solve a lot of problems. I mean, you still have munchers, so you're still able to gate things as long as you have POWs to take them back down. Whoops, nope, that's a bust. Like I said, not going to stay on this too long if Caden's not actually here, but I think they might be lurking. But I am going to at least do a bit of a cheese check on one of these attempts to see how far I can get with the alternate method I'm thinking of to break this. Let's try to actually get some more carefully with a squirrel suit, though. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, you know what? We could totally hijack a snowball and use that to break some icicles. Anyway, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if I get through here, keep the mushroom, get through here. If I go up quickly enough, I can get through this whole section with the icicles, unless there is a series of ground blocks that really enforces doing the turnaround up top. So for example, I do this. Actually, yes, there is, because it requires you to take at least a mushroom over to the top corner if you do it that way. Okay. Just wanted to check that. Oh, you already told me you won the contest. Okay, well, spoiler alert, right?
Oh no!
Interesting. It looks like we'll need a second ascension somewhere at the end there, and I don't know what will bounce on. I don't see anything on camera that will be relevant to that setup. So, let's take a bit more of a careful look at that. Oh, I see. It's the wall jump off the bottom tile, which yeah, wall jump off the bottom tile. That's what it is, and you just glide. So there's no reason to burst there. Whoops.
Oh no!
That was a very bad effort at recovering from a gross mistake.